this is, I don't know if this is
Hold on.
matters or not.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. This is a living demonstration of our right to sleep undisturbed at night and protect ourselves from the elements. Sleep and shelter are human rights. Occupy Portland has been holding this space for many months. It all began with a small number of independent prayer warriors December 1, 2011, with the vigil you see today on the patio. Today we also have some hunger strikers here getting housing justice real attention. Please see Occupy Portland medics if you are thinking about joining this action, because it takes a lot of work from them to keep tabs on people. Be safe. Occupy Portland, OPDX camps, are self-reliant communities with outside supporters and many traditions. The OPDX presence and community outreach is increasing to match the number of demonstrators. You don't have to call yourself an occupier or occupant to literally occupy this space, but you will be asked to help and never harm this action as you receive love and resources. So that kind of speaks to what you were saying. They're here because of us, or they're stalking us, one or the other. I mean, they're not here. I mean, they're our friends, right? But they have to acknowledge, oh, just because I don't want to, participate in this XYZ way.
Mhm.
Okay, this is a community that has come up with some reasons for being able to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And we work on this daily.
Mhm.
So if you're not going to, work with other people, then you have to understand that we're gonna continue to pester and say, can you please work with us here? We can't stay if you continue to do things that make City Hall call the cops or whatever. And sitting on the wall, unfortunately, is one of them that they're really, really into, because it's 1895 limestone and you can see the damage areas, and that's not from us, but that's what happens.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily about the damage. It's about it's about the law. It's about, this is our space, stay the fuck off of it. This is public, this is private, this is city, this is federal. Stay the fuck off of whatever you're talking about. But at the same
Public.
But okay, so
Where we are.
So where we are is public. That's great, but there's still people out here who don't want to distinguish the difference between public, private,
Well, I mean, they're
federal,
talking
and
about
state.
the fact that this is City Hall,
Mhm.
and like, here's a good point. Somebody was like, why can't we stand under the portico? Why can't we stand under there when it's pouring down rain? This is the City Hall, right? At one point, Bud Clark opened up that space 24 hours for bathrooms, and people could be warm in there. So the question is, why why?
See, you have people trained. Most of the people.
I don't have people trained. Pablo is one of the people that actually asks other people.
But
right?
but he's still one of the main people. These are the people who know about this stuff and know about the rules, and we need to find a way to educate these people about the rules as well as enforce them
Are you here
for
a lot?
ourselves.
On that note,
Off and on. I'm here a few times a week.
Awesome. Okay.
I don't.
Well, then this might help you.
Okay.
So it says, we have here are some expectations we have for here are some expectations we have for one another that benefit us all. We observe Occupy Portland community norms as well as norms specific to this action. Please listen to people who have come before you and help out. Report any problems to people who came before you. This is a zone where police are protecting, not harassing. We're all people and we respect one another. That's controversial, but so far this is a consensus. We'll see if it changes. We have blankets and tarps for checkout only, to remain on site and be returned in the morning. Every person is representing this community, so be neat. Do not leave anything unattended. Exchange contact information with friends here. When you call out negative behavior, keep it about behavior and wipe the slate. If it continues, discreetly ask others for assistance. We occupy the area between the curb and first cement tiles, minus street access points. Be aware of people on sidewalks. Clear the loading zone from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Stay out of the garden except pass. Control and pick up after pets and keep them out of the garden. Welcome new people and introduce them. Give and receive. And then here's some links. And at the bottom it says, living is a human right. The Constitution is our permit. Welcome to our family.
Okay, I want to get to that point about respecting our community. Respecting the community to me, it's about
Let me see if this is still working. Okay.
it's about respecting the individual as well as the mass. So if you respect the mass, you will educate the individual. If you respect the individual, you will educate him enough that he doesn't bother the mass. So this guy, he's come out here a few times.
He's not with us.
Okay, but still, we're out here. by being here, he's still representing us.
We don't own this space, it's public space. We have an action. There are going to be people who walk by that are not part of Occupy Portland. And there are people who are not part of this action. And they're not even hanging on. You know, you were talking about some other people who were, you know, who were kind of saying, well, I am with you guys, but I'm not going to do this or that. Okay, well, that's an internal matter with us. This fella has business with either the police or security it's none of our business. Now, the fact that he's interacting with us, he's not even aware, okay? He's talking to a plant. He actually was talking, I mean, I don't mean like, you had to hear the conversation, I guess, to know if that's really off or not, but...
Hello, plants, I love you, you're sexy.
A lot of people, a lot of people talk to plants in unusual ways, but I mean, I guess we have to allow people who come through to not be under our umbrella of this action. At the same time, people who come here for the friendship and the resources, they say that they're part of Occupy when it benefits them, and then they turn around. If I say Occupy has community norms, that's when they say, oh, well, I'm not part of Occupy. Okay, you have to choose. You're either with and supporting this action, and you have community norms that we've agreed to, or you're not part of this action and you're a detractor because you're just saying, I'm going to do whatever the heck I want, I'm going to eat your food, I'm going to make a mess, okay? And those people, we have to work with, we have to figure it out. You know, worst case scenario, you have somebody who's been ousted out of all of Occupy. But that was, you know, since...
There have been a few people. I know at least one.
And it's like the only one in the whole... except for cops who've been infiltrating, I think it's like possibly the only one in the nation, but I've heard other people say it. Yeah, I mean, that's the worst case scenario, right? But everybody gets chance after chance after chance after chance because we try to keep it about behavior, unless somebody is harming other people, you know. And if they're harming our action, ask 20 people, you get 20 different answers about what should be done. We're all leaders. But what do you expect?
It seems to me like he is harming other people because he's out here making a racket.
We're making a distinction.
But even still, he's in this area. He's with this group. He's on our turf.
It's not our turf.
But there's so many.
City Hall. We don't own this sidewalk.
They don't own underneath the bridge. He doesn't own the west side like he thinks he does. But he still believes that.
The police know that he's not with us, and when Jesse just asked them, he said, look, this guy's a problem for us because he's stinking up our action essentially with his mental illness or whatever it is, and can you do something? All right. And the cops said, we can ask him if he'd like to go. Okay, and I support that because I think that watching this guy run back and forth across the street is dangerous to him. He doesn't know what's going on, and I let the cops deal with him. All right. You know, in some cases, somebody who's really, really intoxicated, Cheers picks him up and they give him soup and crackers, right? And that's between that person and them. Now, occasionally, when you're really good to somebody and you just respect them. We've tried to talk to him. We've befriended him sometimes, like, but he doesn't get it.
He's a huge ass rat.
He doesn't know, like, from one minute to another. He's like, you want a piece of me? And then, do you want some of my sandwich? Like, in the same, I'm serious, okay? So,
No, I've seen it. I've heard him, like, introduce himself, like, hey, how you doing? Are you all trying to rob me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
so,
just a half an hour ago.
Compassion for that person means that we don't do things that set him off, okay, where he's going to be more endangered, and they're trained to deal with that, not me. You know, we got to leave that guy alone. There are several people who've been engaging him and, like, kind of picking a fight.
Okay.
That doesn't need to happen either.
I just want to know whether or not the community is trying to make him aware of the laws, of the rules of the community and how we work out here. Whether he can figure it out or
being someone to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Whether he can figure it out or not, I want somebody to. I want to know that somebody. I just want to know that somebody is trying to get through to him.
Why? That's not our job. This man needs to talk to somebody who's trained to deal with someone with this kind of problem. This is not somebody that you can have a... Did you not say that he was talking to a client, or did you see that?
You said that.
Okay. This man would talk to a sandwich. You know.
Okay.
Seriously? Why are you trying to talk to him about community norms? We have a hard time talking about community norms out here. You think he should be talking about Occupy Portland community norms?
No, no. To me, it's not about the individual anymore. It's about the rules. I think that there should be somebody, peace and safety, up here telling him the rules. If they need to call the cops, that's great. As long as it's just, oh,
Can I
this
have my
guy
camera since you're
again.
talking?
As long as it's not just, oh, this guy again. We need to call the cops simply because it's him. We need to talk
Nobody
to
here
him. and
called the
then-
cops.
No, but security did.
Right, and that's
It-
their job. That's their business. They make that call. They felt they needed to for that man for reasons that I don't know. The only thing I've ever done is I've told security, okay, we got one. He's a little, going out there, and he's not one of us. So we have no
Okay.
control when we talk to him. We have no control over what he does. We've agreed to abide by certain rules. We do not have any influence on this man. We've tried to talk to him before, and we don't have any influence.
That's all I want to
That's
know is
not-
that somebody tried to talk to him.
Yeah,
Whether he
lots
gets
of
it or not-
people.
whether he gets it or not, that's a
Just want to know that.
that's a situational thing. But
Right.
as a group, as a whole, as individuals, as leaders of this thing, I just want to know that somebody has tried to say, hey, don't smoke beyond that part, don't sleep beyond that part,
Right,
don't
no.
set shit over here.
No, what we do is we try to have a conversation. Hey, how you doing? Do you know what we're doing here? And then he says, I'm talking to my sandwich. And at that point, we don't need to have a big conversation about the law
Wait,
and
you
norms because he seriously goes off sometimes. You can't agitate somebody who's seriously mentally ill. We have to be concerned about him getting upset and running across the street and getting hit by a car. We cannot upset this man. Okay? That's compassion. All right? We can't tell him what to do.
He got
you
mad
know?
at you for interrupting his conversation with the sandwich.
No. He did not. It was something weird. It wasn't having a conversation with a sandwich. It was having a conversation with a plant, but a lot of people do that. No, he's had some serious,
You do that, don't you?
I do. No, I don't. My friends do.
I talk to my
I could tell that you
I'm
did
a
when you-
sympathizer.
I don't
I'm a
answer their questions,
botanist,
but I talk to
okay?
them.
I do
It helps
maybe.
him grow. It helps him grow.
I do have some conversations. It's like, okay, when we're done with this experiment,